Righty ho, neighborinos, we have returned today with the next live reaction of JoJo Part 4, this one being episode 27. And by the previews, this one seems like a massive hoot, because by the previews it looks kind of interesting. That's what I got, but okay, now YouTube has kicked. Okay, YouTube has kicked in. That's alright then. We're good to go. We are bloody good to go. So yeah, we've got 2 minutes and 10 seconds left on the actual ETA for the actual episode. But freaking hell, so we've got JoJo today and we've got 91 days ending. So I will also cover 91 days today, so do not freaking worry about it. So it's not a problem. But man, this one looks interesting. I think an alien actually comes in as well. So I mean, it's one of those things you kind of just expect it from JoJo. You kind of like, it's JoJo, so expect it. But it's like, man, oh bloody man. Alright. 1 minute and 40 seconds to go. Thought I'd start the stream off early because I don't like going in like as soon as it starts, otherwise I just can't like introduce it. So yeah, just kind of trying to see if whether or not anyone is commenting in the chat. Because one thing I always do is I have 2 different screens. So this is my primary screen, which is where my webcam is, and that's my actual screen there, which is my everything else screen. And everything looks pretty alright. Everything looks pretty alright. But man, this is actually ending in 12 weeks. No, by next season. Jeez, Louise. Part 4's almost end. Part 4's like coming to a close soon. I was like, it's actually kind of like getting to me. I don't want to see Part 4 end because Part 4's been so fracking great. Like, it's been probably better than Part 3. I mean, Part 3 was good, but Part 4's even better. That's how I'm seeing it. Kira's just so good. I love Kira. He's one of those characters you just want to hate, but you can't help but love him at the same time because he's just he's kind of awesome in a way. Man, okay. So ETA is 30 seconds on this episode of JoJo. Oh man, seriously, I think Rohan's more used in this episode as well than before as well. So I'm guessing they're actually kind of compensating for the lack of Rohan they've been using lately. So these episodes is basically just bringing in the more Rohan, because everyone knows Rohan is the best bae of the JoJo universe. Right, so we've got 5 seconds to go. So once I actually start the episode, I'll tell you guys. Do not worry, because I have to refresh the page straight away, because otherwise it gives me no subs. I am an alien. That's the episode title. That's what it was called. I am an alien. Right. So let's see if everything is working full screenish wise, and let's see if the chat is working. Yes, indeed. So we are starting in 3, 2. Oh, that's actually terrible. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Yeah. Well, Akira's dad's still like kind of wandering around. Is all that? Well, yeah, that's an arrow, wasn't it? As if it's nothing. I love that. Ah, the opening is so freaking good. They put it on Reddit about an hour ago. Oh my god, this opening is amazing. It somehow really does fit JoJo so bloody well. It's amazing. Like it's a crazy ass opening, but it fits really well. Like it just does. It just fits so goddamn well. I love it. Plus, also the visuals are quite cool as well. Actually, I mean, yeah, David Productions isn't using what they used before, but they're actually kind of improving as time goes on their actual openings. Like they're not just kind of going backwards; they're going forwards with their openings, which I really do like. They're actually improving a lot more than before. Granted, song-wise, do I prefer this one or do I prefer Chase? Because Chase was actually one of those openings that grew on you as time went on. I think this is one of those ones that might just grow on you as time goes on. Like it's not that one that you probably might start off liking straight away, but as time goes on, you just fall in love with it. But still, it's just so freaking great because it just fits JoJo so perfectly. It fits a time period when this part was actually set. I really do like the motif they went with Raimi and Shigechi as well. I think it's actually really cool. Also Kira as well. Just to kind of remind you that Kira's still there. I always feel I hear that radio station come on. Yotto. Oh, his nails grew like instantly. Wow. Take out fishing. She just wants to live a quiet life. Well, she's become infatuated with him as well. Like literally infatuated. Possession's getting too strong. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. So she's falling off the murderer is also completely crazy. Very There's a man idly cotching inside that. They should have really just make a spin-off of the show and just call it Detective Josuke no Kuyasu. Because they're just such good detectives. Literally like one of the greatest detectives in the business. He really reminds me of Orlando Bloom from Lord of the Rings. Legolas, I think his name was. No, this is JoJo. He's such cool characters. I love those two. He's probably sitting there, guys. I'm actually being serious here, you know. He probably plays a Gundam. Wait, can I just like communicate telepathically now? They come that much from bros, they actually communicate telepathically. This episode is crazy. Communicate for telepathy. I was going to say the word. It's amazing. And it's not like high pitched sounds. What the hell is happening? Why no crisis even happening anymore? I don't know. What? What? He's an alien. I don't like his brilliant ideas. Look how much Shigechi. Oh, so she froze the account. Doesn't always lead to good results, guys. Big one. I have no idea what the hell is even happening anymore. This is the most confused I've ever been. This is the most confused I've ever been in a JoJo episode in my lifetime. Nah, his outfit is pretty freaking awesome. I have no idea. Sheila. Is that a new game I haven't seen before again? Oh, snap. Oh, see, that's what I mean. Like, he goes and does these things, it always leaves with really bad results. No, that makes sense. That actually makes sense. I just realized how smart JoJo actually is as a character. That's the problem. Such a confusing episode. He's really not making a soul for himself either, is he? Is the episode ending? Peace going past as well, because it's rush hour now. Go part 1. But does that mean the whole entire thing gets continued next week? I'm not too sure, but does anyone want to explain what the F just happened? Like, anyone just want to, like, kind of just proclaim, Joe, this is what effing happened in JoJo, because... Okay, so here we go. We got Kira and his waifu, who's also very attractive as well. She's probably the most attractive character in JoJo thus far. And yeah, that whole entire thing was alright because it's basically him trying to like conceal his true self. And this is him saying to himself, just show her who you really are. But then does he really want to? Because it's all going to lead to extremely bad results. Because it's that whole entire idea. How long should I keep myself in until I want to actually kind of show my true colors? If I don't, my nails get longer and longer. And then it just goes into an alien. That was JoJo. That was JoJo. In a bloody nutshell. Like, oh my god. I've seen episodes of JoJo in my time, but that probably takes the cake for the most, like, kind of, dare I say it, bizarre episode of JoJo. Oh man, I don't think I actually have words to describe the episode. It was fantastic because the ending was really freaking cool, but everything else just kind of it all just happened. It just kind of went, yeah, that just happened. He turned into dice, and then he's actually winning that. I think he pronounced it Chilo. I think that's how you pronounce the actual game. He's winning that game with Chilo, because I thought to myself, okay, so he's going to go into the whole entire game. He's got his get-rich scheme kind of dealio quite quickly. He's got this thing going on. He's going to do it. He's actually going to gain a lot of money. But then in the back of your brain, you kind of think to yourself, okay, this doesn't always lead to good results. Because as we've seen with Shigechi, you don't always want to kind of get into bargains with other people because it doesn't really go well. Again, because Shigechi kind of showed his true colors once my money was shown. So I don't know whether or not this alien is to be trusted. He could be completely normal at first, but then once money gets involved, he might just like go, well, look, okay, I helped you here, so give me some of the money. Though he does say, look, we'll give you some of the cash, don't worry about it. But you just kind of have back in your brain that it could lead to bad results, but it doesn't look like it's going to go down that route. Still kind of hold out the whole entire idea of this kind of ending. Sweet chair, I do apologize. Ending really badly because it's Rohan. Rohan doesn't kind of take things lightly. Look what happened with Janken Boy. Like, you just see it there. You punched a kid. Like, he did. He punched him. So, I don't think Rohan's one of those characters that's kind of just like goes off stuff lightly. He takes it seriously and he's going to win that somehow. In essence, though Josuke actually did get 666, so I don't think it's actually going to go down the route of, okay, so it will end well for Rohan. But you never know. But it's just so confusing. It was one of those episodes, it just kind of comes out of left field. Like, you just don't really expect how kind of weird it was. Like, it's one of those episodes that it was really, really good. I kind of wanted more screen time with Kira, because Kira, again, is the most interesting part about this whole entire part thus far. He's interesting because he's trying to conceal his true self. In essence, he's got those urges. Those urges are right there. He wants to do it, but should he do it? I don't think they should give him more screen time, because he does seem like he's got an interesting kind of character to follow in this whole entire thing, because, again, his waifu is completely infatuated by him, and he's trying to conceal his true self. But it's that whole entire idea. It kind of goes back to this whole entire thing of how long would he keep this up? How long would he keep it up until he actually just kind of just goes full blown, okay, screw it, I'm going to kill someone. You just don't know, because, again, if he does do it, it could break his cover. You just don't know what could happen if he were to actually kill someone. Does he kill his wife? We don't know. Does the son then find out and the son actually goes to like kind of police, and then does it actually then lead our protagonist to actually find him? We're not too sure. Or will the son actually cross paths with our protagonists? It's kind of interesting, but Aliens, yo. JoJo's got them now. I'm guessing also he will become a part of the actual bigger picture of this whole entire series as well. I'm guessing Legolas will actually become a bigger part of the group as well. He actually will just fit that dynamic of the group as time goes on, because again, he's kind of interesting. He turned his sneakers, for God's sake. I thought to myself, okay, so he's turned his sneakers. What is JoJo anymore after this point? What do I even like say? What do I even do? I'm not even too sure, but still. Amazing episode overall, I must say. I really did love the episode. It was so bloody confusing, but it was great. It was one of those episodes that really just kind of... Again, I said before, the actual one episode arc episodes thus far have been pretty freaking great. They didn't start off great at all, but as the time went on, it actually got a lot better. Once Yukako's kind of single arc came on with Cinderella, that whole entire thing kind of just put in perspective how great it would become later on, because that arc was fantastic. It was one episode, but fantastic nonetheless. And as time went on, the one arc episodes just got better and better. We saw it last week with the last week's episode as well. That one was great because of Janken Boy, plus also Rohan was actually the center stage of that whole episode, so that still was freaking great. But it's just, this episode is kind of one of those ones that it just kind of just, it's there. Like, it's one of those things that you probably will remember JoJo Part 4 for, that alien episode, because, I don't know. I have no idea. It was like, one of the other things to note, it's like, what do you take away from Gintama 2015 besides the whole Shogun assassination arc and the fellow Shinsengumi arc? You remember the gender swapping arc. It's one of those things, it just sticks in your brain because of how strange it was, but how great it was as well, because the actual gender swapping up was fantastic in Gintama, and this one's no different. This one's one of those kind of single arc things that you just remember time. I'm going to speak. This is one of those arcs that you just remember for time and time again because of how freaking great it is. I think this episode actually has a lot of replayability to it because of that reason. It's because of how strange it is, and if you want to understand it completely, I think you might have to rewatch it a couple of times because fracking hell. I mean, every single time I actually try to like kind of just character is like just going, okay, so you must have a ray gun somewhere. He's all like, yeah, sure. Like, he actually agrees to everything. Like, he's just not making it better for himself, but everyone's like Joe's gonna Koyasu is just questioning here. I want to see what Koyasu's reaction would have been to this whole entire idea afterwards. Like, I mean, when he just turned into that blob thing and then turned into sneakers, I was like, yeah, this is actually happening, isn't it? Like, this is happening in JoJo, and I'm actually completely on board with this. I'm actually completely okay with this because it's JoJo, and I accept it. Because again, it's one of those things you kind of just grow to accept things that happens in JoJo because it's JoJo. Like, I don't know. JoJo just kind of proved to me that you just have to kind of just, and you will love it because it's just so freaking great. But still, main thing to take away is really I wanted more screen time with Kira, because Kira, again, as I said before, is interesting because his character is going in and out of should I or shouldn't I, and it's kind of interesting because you could see it like in how he's like holding onto the window saying I want to show that woman my true Kira, but he can't because if he does, he breaks his cover. And what's to happen next? We're not too sure. But side note, the opening was freaking fantastic as well. That's the other thing to note. Holy freaking Christ, the opening was amazing. Like, the opening was bloody phenomenal. That was an episode. Like, whew, I don't even know what to say. 10 out of 10. I would watch again because it's JoJo Part 4, and Part 4 just can't. Part 4 is one of those animes that just constantly improves itself as time goes on. It just constantly gets better and better. Like, it's especially disbelief goes out the window, but it just grows on you. Like, it just grows and grows and grows into a point where I just don't want to see the end, because it's just one of those rides. It's so freaking great. And yeah. Aliens. JoJo's got aliens now. I mean, Araki was just sitting there going, okay, all right. It is part 4. It is part 3. It is part 2. It is part 1. Okay, what have we had in all these parts at this point? He's all like, he just looks at the checklist and goes, aliens. And then some other guy in the corner's like, fracking hell, dude, that's a good idea. Put that in there. And then that's how aliens was introduced to JoJo. I mean, yeah. Aliens, yo. I mean, vampires, aliens. What next? Mechanized robots that have stands. Stands that have stands. That's why I'm kind of just wondering, where's JoJo gonna go next with what it has? Because I remember one of the parts has a horse in it, so that's one of the parts. Because I remember playing the actual video game and playing JoJo. Was it? One of the actual parts has a horse in it. I think it's actually part 7. I believe. I think it's Still Will Run. Well, correct me if I'm mistaken, but I think it's that one because I remember the actual main character as Horse. And yeah, at that point I was like, that's JoJo. But it's one of those things, where can it go next? What can it actually introduce? What other characters can be introduced to the dynamic of these protagonists? Because one of the things to note about JoJo is when they introduce a new character, it just fits the series really freaking damn well. Like, it kind of embodies the whole entire motif what the series is really going for. Like, every single character is introduced thus far who have actually joined the group itself, have actually added and actually kind of contributed to the group. They haven't taken away from it. There's not one character in the group thus far which I can honestly say I don't like them, because they all have their own personality. And I love them. I mean, Rohan's our favorite character because he's just a babe, but still, it's one of those things. Every single character gets introduced into the series just constantly just contributes to the whole entire anime. It doesn't actually really take away. I mean, Shigechi, yes, he was complete, but he was freaking great. Well, he was really sad when he died, but he was freaking great. He actually added dynamic to the actual characters themselves. Koichi is exactly the same. So it's one of those things. It doesn't ever take away from it. It just constantly just adds to it. I really do like what they're going for, and hopefully as time goes on, the more characters get introduced, the better it gets, because I'm going to see what happens with Kira and his family, because again, Kira's wife, she's all like, my god, this guy, he's freaking amazing. I'm kind of in love with him. And also, she's really hot as well. Like, man, she is really freaking attractive. Like, I was like, whoa, I like her. I think she's actually my favorite. I think it's actually my favorite female character of Part 4. I mean, Yukako was actually kind of being best girl, but I think she's taken over slightly. But yeah, so with all that being said, I have indeed been the driver. If you have enjoyed the live stream as a whole, and you do leave a like, because indeed it does help me quite a bit. If you have enjoyed my content up to this whole entire point, and you do want to leave a sub, do leave a sub, because indeed it does help me quite a bit. And until next week, I shall see all you guys later. Bye for now.